Thank you for this very rare opportunity to make the farmer's voice heard in the debates on food systems and landscapes. Nicola was only the second farmer I have heard in these debates since I came to New York a week ago. And what he said really sounded like music. You want healthier people and healthier food? You start with healthier soils. This is what every farmer in the world will tell you. No one in the world is as vulnerable to climate change than the world's farmers are. And we know as farmers that no one can do more about it in a shorter space of time and cheaper than the world's farmers can. But in this oldest and biggest profession in the world, it's very important that you hear the voice of farmers saying, there's no way we can change food systems, landscapes, the trajectory of climate change if you do not implement it where it really matters, on grassroots level. It must make sense to farmers. By their very nature, farmers are very practical people. And they want to know, what next must I do on my farm to make it work? And I'm not here to say to you what you want to hear. It's my responsibility to say to you what the mandate is from the farmers out there. I cannot claim to represent all the farmers in the world, no one. But the World Farmers Organization represents probably more farmers than any other structure. Our mandate is very, very clear. It does not make sense to us that there are this kind of discussions without farmers. It does not make sense that you speak about food systems and agriculture without also speaking to the farmers. It does not make sense if none of these mountains of advice on how to farm differently comes from people who did not make it work with their fingers in the soil. It does not make sense that one wants to return 1.5 billion hectares back to nature, and at the same time that you want to reduce fertilizers and crop protection and feed 2 to 3 billion more people. The maths simply does not add up. And it's important that we translate that in very practical terms. It does not make sense that we want to take animal-based proteins, especially meat and milk, out of human diets without addressing the issue of stunting in my home continent, Mother Africa, or say where vitamin B12 must come from, or how we will get processed foods to that 821 million people who are starving, while we cannot even get natural food into their families. Does not make sense. If you cannot tell 1.6 billion livestock owners who make a living from their livestock, where are they supposed to go? It does not make sense if you only look at the one side of the balance sheet of greenhouse gas emissions and not only also give recognition for the sequestration potential of grazers. It does not make sense that we have fought for 15 years under the Kyoto Protocol to have agriculture included and food systems included. And today, agriculture takes all the lighting for what is wrong in the food systems. As farmers, last year in Katowice, we launched the Climakers program, a farmers-driven approach to climate change, from sheer frustration for the distance between these debates and real life on the farm. And Climakers is a nature-based program. It is a science-based program. In every corner of the world, we ask farmers basically these two questions. What can you do on your farm to mitigate and adapt to climate change? And secondly, what will it take to do that? And we seriously invite you, especially the Global Landscapes Forum, to become a partner in this program. If I can put it this blunt, don't invite us to dinner. Call us to the kitchen. We want to be there where you decide on the menu. Because if farmers are not around the table, you cannot blame us for suspecting that we might be on the menu.